misconduct of young boys in society, which have made their life more difficult for them, starting from family life to school life, as well also religious life, in fact the internal social life. This have made them not to obtain favour from God and man as well. Children of nowadays don't know the principle of normal life as well. Let's look at this instance. Mommy, I will be needing 20,000 naira next tomorrow. I don't want any story. Can you hear me?
God, what is happening nowadays in this society today? Which kind of generation is this one?
What? Auntie, I want to have my food exactly at 2 p.m. dot. I don't want any story. I don't want any story. Make my food available at 2 p.m. dot. I am going out to play with Jingo. By the time I am back, I don't want to look at my food. I be dining.
Come back here. Come back here! This generation, is this how they will cope? No manners at all.
Uncle Abeg, I need school fees like 200k. Abeg, if you give me, I don't want any story. Now this guy safe, eh?
So, like, this is how you wish to obtain favor from me. These children of nowadays. Now, wow.
Yes, you get any money I know you see. Is that a greeting or what? Children of nowadays.
Dear viewers, greetings to you all. As you have seen, the attitude surrounding the approach and manner of speech used by nowadays youth towards their elderly ones are not acceptable at all. The question now is this: is this how the youth of nowadays intend to survive? Can this new life of theirs, great success, will they ever succeed in obtaining favor from God and man? These are what we will find out at Wonderful Ella Studio.
So, this is Wonderful Ella Studio. And we have today, we have showcased how individuals bring God most nemesis to themselves in the name of trying to cope with the environment, or maybe in the name of trying to adapt to new trends, which most likely seems to be ending them up in vanity, as we have portrayed and as we have seen. So, according to the first act, the young guy needed the sum of 20,000 naira, but you must have seen how he went about it. Instead of going the rightful way, he chose the other way, which seems to be very, very unacceptable. So, in your own perspective, Miss Emilia, do you think he can be able to get that 200,000 naira with the kind of attitude he portrayed? Is that possible at all?
In my own understanding, it's not possible because he cannot get there what he wants with that kind of manner. One, he doesn't have manner of action. Just look at the way he bargained, without even greeting, without anything, he wants. How can it be possible? So in my own understanding, I don't think it can be possible because he doesn't have manner of action.
So that means there's no way he can get that.
There's no way he can get the money.
So do you agree with Ms. Emilia?
Of course, I totally agree with her. The way the young guy entered without saying a greeting to the mom, I don't think he can get the money with that attitude. The attitude he portrays is not good. It's not a good thing. Like, the attitude is not something to emulate. So the way he came about with the request of the money, I don't think he will get the money.
Alright, that's nice. And talking about the attitude, he barged in without getting the mom, I think. And secondly, he looked down on the mother, on his mother. Unfortunately, it seems like as if he's not even begging. He's ordering like as if he kept the money. He gave the mom the money to give.
Yes, he's not even begging, he's ordering.
So
as if there's money he gave him to keep for him, he gave him money to keep for him. Why did there's not even money? When he don't even ask him mommy whether mom, do you have the money ahead or even put it. Well, nothing at all happened. We just back in, work like this, come back and ask.
Alright. So the young guy should have taken the other way. What, like maybe like I'm begging for the money, or maybe like greeting the mom first, and explain. He must have to explain what he wants to do with that money.
Exactly. Yes, he has to explain. Like even if he greeted, he should approach the mom with respect. For crying out loud, that's his mother. He cannot just come and start asking her about the money like that, as if he gave the mom the money to keep for him. Or even at that, even if he gave the mom the money to keep for him, he should approach the mom with respect, with manners, not the way he did it. That's very wrong.
Alright. So you have heard it yourself that it is very important to learn manner of approach. At least when dealing with elders, it pays a lot. So the second act is about the young guy as well, who seems like as if he wanted to have his lunch, but instead of begging for it, he decided to take it the other way around, which makes it look like as if he's been commanding for the food, or maybe he wants the auntie to provide the food by fire, by force. And that doesn't go down with you two. I think, what do you have to say about it?
That's very wrong. The young man did not do the right thing. At his age, he's commanding his auntie to keep food for him. As what? Hey, that's very funny, but it's nothing to emulate. That's very rude. He approached the aunt rudely, and the manner of speech was nothing to write home about. So the way he asked the auntie to keep food for him and even gave her time, 12 p.m. dot, that means if the auntie did not do it, he would do his work or what? I don't understand. The guy was very rude and the manner was very bad. Children of nowadays shouldn't emulate that. You should approach your elderly ones with respect. Show them respect even when you are talking or when you want to ask something from them. Approach them with respect. That's what I would say.
Alright, that's nice. Having said that, by Ms. Favor, I think I believe that shows that you don't agree with the fact as well. Or do you think that the young guy did it as if he got what he deserved? Or do you think the mother will in any way provide that food for
We all have already seen it with our two eyes. The way the guy approached, I totally agree with the struggle, because the way the guy approached to his auntie,
it's not good.
It's not good at all. So the manner of approach is not good. Everything that he did there is not good. So they should learn how to talk in times of money, because things for this country now hard. Who doesn't do that?
But even if it doesn't have to do with money, can that guarantee, or maybe does that give the guy the audacity to the young guy?
No, it doesn't have, because you should learn how to show respect for outside, both inside and outside, because you have to live by respect. Others can be able to respect you, because what you did to others will surely come back to you. So you should learn how to respect, so that the respect will come back to you one way or the other.
Alright, does it imply that it will have to be the only elderly one that he has to respect, or maybe everybody? Does that mean that if he wants to show respect to anybody, it should be only the elderly ones?
No. There you go now. It cannot be the only elders.
Okay, it will be her.
Yes, everybody.
Okay, I just want to know.
Yes, everybody.
Alright. So the young guys out there, you have seen that nobody agreed that you can obtain anything lewdly or maybe in any way negatively from even your elders or maybe anybody out there. So you have to bring yourself down. And another thing, most important, is the manner of approach. You have heard the two of them mentioning manner of approach. It shows that the way you approach people to beg for something matters. You can't just come in front of anybody and start harassing that person, begging, telling that person, you have to give me the money, or maybe the appearance, the facial expression matters a lot. You have to be your face has to be normal. The young guy, as I can see during the process, it seems like he was, his face was like a military face, I think. It was as if he have to kill the aunt if she doesn't do that. And he gave time on top of it.
He was
Just imagine.
disturbing the aunt.
How can you call that a time?
Hey!
Food have not even been on fire yet. They're talking about
Even
that.
Even if
food
it's
is
yes,
on fire.
I disagree.
Even
that
if the
even-
food is on fire.
So
Who gave him the audacity to do that?
this might be the thing he is learning from his colleagues or maybe his friends.
Yeah,
I think it must be the friends that have been this kind of. He has seen them acted like that, and maybe they think he can use it on his own auntie. Which is not good. It doesn't go that way because the auntie, from the expression, I think she can't cook that food. She can never cook that food. So if you see the other one, according to the third act, it seems like the young boy as well wanted to beg for money. Yes, and you see that the young girl, I mean to say, it seems like a girl, yeah. She was a girl, she wanted to beg for money from, I think, 50K. But how can you ask somebody? Do you agree that somebody will keep money and we say that he's not using it already?
Yes.
In this country,
I disagree with you.
So I don't
This
think
time country.
nobody will keep money and say that. And say
even
that they
if
are
he's
not.
not using it, even if he's not using it,
She can't
with
be.
the way the girl
Yes.
came and begged, he's not even begging. The way the girl
That is
asked
what we are
for the
talking
money,
about here.
She
now.
commanded
No,
for the
no,
money.
she commanded for the
Is there
man.
any money you are not using? Tell me, who can have money and cannot make use of the money?
So it seems like as if the young girl has started having bad influence. And the thing causing all these things, do you agree that it may be friends or maybe an attitude inherited from the parents?
It's
Do
from
you think-
No, it's
friends.
friends
It's
and
friends.
social media.
Okay.
The type of film or movie
Okay.
that she
That means he is influenced. She's
Yes,
been influenced.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And sometimes they think that what is happening abroad, in foreign country, they can imply
Yes.
it in
Yes.
That's
this
true, because-
This is Nigeria for crying out loud.
That's true because I've watched one film where it seems like as if I will call us on you, I will do this and do that. How can you come to Nigeria and start
Tell me, when a child watch this kind of film finish, the child had to test
the film? Yes, to know whether it can be that thing.
It's good to
My dear kids, so the little children out there, that thing you are watching is just a movie. It was acted. It was just people that stayed behind the scene to act it. Don't think that you can use that kind of
You cannot do
method.
it in Nigeria. Even
Even nobody.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can use that
character in the film
method.
is not good at all.
Yes, you can't use that method to obtain anything from anybody. It's just even if they are trying to pass a message through that movie, don't copy it and start living it as your real life. That's not a real life. Nobody can live that thing as a real life. Note this thing today. Don't say nobody wants you. We have one deal now. Be careful. If you want to beg for anything, you bring yourself down. And you greet people first. You have to, I don't think so.
I heard now.
You have to greet
First
somebody.
thing before you
And
get
explain what you are doing with the money.
Yes.
You cannot just ask somebody to give you money. Your brother for that matter, senior brother.
just that
And
and
they-
walk away.
And you just pass like as if I don't think that's
No,
normal.
it's not like being done.
Do you see it in any other way?
No, I totally agree with you.
Oh, you see? So the other one is, I think it's about an uncle. An uncle, about an uncle busy reading his I think, his papers. And the young guy, the same young guy came in and started asking for 200K. Imagine. How many? Yes, 200K. How many phones did he have in his hand?
I think it's about
three phone. Not only phone, he was busy washing his hair. Why asking for money?
Did he mention school fees? And
No.
Did he mention what he's using the money?
No.
He said he'll be needing it how long? Like by next
2 days.
2 days. So the man should
$200
go.
2 days. No. Just
Hey, God.
Even if it is
For the-
penny, you can't command somebody to give you
2
money
days.
any day you
You have
want.
to give the
The
notice
country
and
is
it's one
very
of
hard.
approach. You
The
have to
country
give
is
the notice in time
I-
and beg well for the money.
I don't know what is wrong with these people. I don't know. So why should young guys of nowadays, you wanted to beg for money You wanted to beg for money and you are just busy abusing people. I call it abusing because nobody can just. Okay, tell me, if your brother or sister did that, how would you feel?
I would slap you.
So now you have advice for them, don't you?
Yeah, I have an advice for them. If you want to beg for something, if you want something, and you know you cannot provide that thing for yourself, you have to approach it with good manner. Beg for it, even if you can even kneel down and say that you need it, and give reasonable reason why you need that money. Because the young guy, I think, even if you give him that money, he will go and squander it. The way he's dressing, the way he's looking, even the phone he's using, you should go and sell them if you actually need them. You should sell the phone.
That's true. Do you
about
see how?
three phones.
If even when the uncle wanted to talk, did you see what he did? Maybe the person that is calling him is the president. Don't you see how he shot it?
Okay, if it's Mr. President,
why don't you go there and ask him for the money? That's begging the uncle.
He wasn't even begging.
That is disrespect.
He's not even begging.
He wasn't begging.
The boy was showing her.
According to what he did, according to what I observed, it seems like he's ordering for it as if
he gave him the money to get for him.
Okay, even if such a guy is in school, is that the kind of children, is that the kind of students that the schools are producing?
I don't think, even if he claims to be in school, I don't think this type of person will be entering class. Because if you give him that money, he will go and squander
the money with friends.
Drinks,
yes,
food, partying,
and come back again.
Wait, so
but why is this?
I don't think that's
what should be the solution to this? Does it mean that we should no longer send our kids to school, our children to school? Or maybe are you trying to tell the parents that going to school now is not a good thing? Or maybe
no.
What do you think
Sometimes
the solution to this? Because I'm very sure they are learning this thing from school. I am sure they are learning this.
Yes, because they made the friends from school.
So that means it is not school that is corrupting them.
No, it's not
school.
It's friends. Okay. Because school have to teach them so that other students can come and register for their school. So this thing can be friends. Why teacher is teaching, why they are kids making plan how to relate with the class.
Alright. So do you think that his friends or maybe the school itself is damaging the future of these children? Because this is damaging.
It cannot be the school, it's friends. Children of nowadays should mind the friends they keep.
Kind of friends.
And also our parents should be watchful of their children.
Yes.
And know when they are going astray and draw them back. By words, by even beating them if necessary.
Because sometimes
someone cannot give birth to a child and say that my child has overgrown me. It's not possible. No matter how tall the boy or the girl is, the parents must always control them and bring them back and teach them to do the right thing. Even if they are going astray, even if the friends are corrupting them, they should always do their best as their parents by correcting them, warning them, telling the dangers and consequences of their action. If they insist, at the end, anything that comes out will be on their head.
Yes.
That's normal.
Yes.
So you have seen very clearly that they have a point there. Yes, they have a point. So we are rounding it up and wrapping it up as well. Please kindly help to pass this message across to young guys out there that it doesn't pay. This kind of life can't lead you anywhere. It's very, very simple. So it shows that the attitude is entirely different. Different from what they have been taught in school.
Exactly, that's my point.
So what advice now are we sending? Is this message being channeled to the parents, or are we trying to channel it to the children, or the both as well? Because I don't understand why a child will be coming out from the parents' house and be dressing ruggedly, going out like that, and the parents will allow the child to go outside just like that.
That is what I mean when I say that sometimes the fault just comes from the hands of the parents. Why? Because you see a child, the child you gave birth to, child at 9 months, dressed like given 3 phones for hand, just walk in front of you, even if he doesn't want anything from you, but the way he walks out is not proper upbringing, So this kind of thing sometimes parents okay if you see
Okay,
especially when it comes for a boy that no it's my son I can't do that I can't do that no my son have top up one day no start from beginning train the child so when the child will grow it will not the child will not
depart from the
now.
So do you think she is right, or maybe are we blaming the children or the parents for this kind of misconduct, or maybe this kind of manners facing the society? What do you have to say about this? Or maybe are we blaming the school as well?
Well, I'm not blaming the school. I'm directing the blame to the parents. But in a situation where the parents did their best and the child eventually was spoiled or decided or even run away from the home, the parents cannot kill themselves now.
Which means the parents has a very big important note.
Yes, they have it.
All right, but you are advising the parents now that if the need arise, they should give up. And that's it, because when you say that
they cannot give up.
How can you give up for a child?
They cannot give up for their children.
Why try?
You have to keep trying. Keep trying.
Even when the child has blown wings.
No.
Cut the wings.
Give up from beginning.
If the child is not with, cut it. You cut
the child blow with the parents who be
the child cannot blow the parents. It's not possible.
No, it's not possible. I never seen that thing being done.
And Igbo adage says that na nwa mo ka mo bu aghụghọ.
All right.
Ọkwụrụ a na-akarị onye nkụrụ ya. A child cannot blow the parents. Yeah.
All right. I now got what you are saying. So, in your own understanding, or maybe to the best understanding of yours, you simply imply, you are implying, or maybe you mean that it's safer, it's better to be on the safer side, in the sense that these children, they are being overlooked by the parents somehow.
Yes.
And definitely, when they are growing up, it was the kind of hands they were given.
Yes.
That's what promotes it.
Sometimes, what causes this is that when they are at their tender age, you know, that puberty age, the parents the parents sometimes they are too busy to notice that their child is behaving wrongly or the child is keeping bad friends because they are too busy with their business, their works, and so many things. So by the time the child will grow with that character, you cannot control the child. It will be too late to tell the child to stop because you didn't do the right thing at the right time. Even so, the parents should learn how to watch their children when they are misbehaving and curtail it on time before it's too late.
Alright.
That's why if you add this kind children, they will ask you, my mom or my dad doesn't teach me that.
Oh, now I got it. It means that we are and we claim to be copying the Western countries, developed countries.
Yeah.
In their countries, I think this is not the case. I think they must have been raising their child in a proper way.
Yes.
And definitely they must have
spend some time with your children.
Alright. And okay, now let's be straight and let's just the movie industry. Are they portraying good to the children? Because I've watched one film where a child will be acting ruggedly or maybe rubbish, like as if there is no tomorrow. And after tomorrow now, the children will start copying that without the movie, without the film, the movie producer. It seems like as if they have to warn that this kind of attitude at the end of the film. Do you think that if they start putting these things at the end of the movie, like warning the children not to, just like white men, their film they will say do not practice this at home. I've seen do not practice this at home in their movie. But our own movie in Nigeria, maybe in Africa, but I haven't seen where they wrote do not practice this at home. Something like they will say a stubborn child now tomorrow they will start showing another big boy saying that the guy have made it from being stubborn and rude to grace. I don't think that I think this is motivating the young guys in Nigeria to behave like that, thinking that there is future waiting for them at the end of that kind of life.
Because in the Nigerian movie industry, there is a good part and a bad part. A child who wants to copy the bad part must surely copy the bad. One day a child who wants to, even if you are watching the Nigerian movie, you see a child, just for instance, an example, a child there just like a male, from there the character and how she bend down, beg for money, do this, do the house chores, at the end of the day it will be the child that will progress with that movie. While a child who's being pampered by the rich people or even by the poor people, the way he talks, the way he walks,
at the end, he will not make it.
Yes, he will not make it.
So, do you think they have to imply, or maybe, do you think, I got the point, but do you think they have to imply maybe the Nigerian movie industry, or maybe any movie industry, or do you think the movie is spoiling the children somehow, or don't you think so? Do you think that what people of nowadays are watching, are starting to view on the screen of the television? Do you think it has any impact on the children?
Well, I think the movie industry, they are trying to pass a message.
Yes.
But that is where the role of the parents is needed too. They have to be there like when they are watching the movie, it is the role of the parents to be telling the child or the children that you see this thing that they are showing, this is wrong. Because if you imply it at the end, it will not go well. It will not go down well with you. So the parents has to be around. That also means that it's not all movies that children should be watching.
Alright.
Because I know that the movie industry, they used to show 16 or 18. That means if you are below that age, you shouldn't watch that movie. And when they are watching it, it is the role of the parents to be telling them that you see what this person is showing, that if you go the way this person is doing, it will not be well. And the way this one is doing his or her own, that if you do it, it will end up well with you. So it's also the role of the parents and the role of the movie industry to know what they are showing, because what they see is what they like to do. What they see with their eyes.
That they copy.
That's what they copy. That's what they like to do, to know whether
it
that thing that is happening there that will happen to them. So they should mind what they put up, and the parents also should be mindful of what they allow their children to watch at home.
So in that case, it seems like as if you have forgotten that you have movie everywhere. You have movie even in your phones. Okay, if you control your child from watching the one at home in the television, can you control him or her from watching the one in his cell phone or her cell phone? And that's the problem. So you cannot tell me that it is from the parents' fault. No,
you shouldn't give them phone.
That's why the movie is no. They buy it. Okay, don't you know that children of nowadays they purchase phone and keep the phone with their friend?
You know what I'm thinking? A child who wants to corrupt.
No.
And a child who wants to.
Do you agree?
No, I don't agree with that one.
Because even if you bring a goat that doesn't eat here, and keep it with a goat that eats here,
Emotionally
learn how to eat there.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean whether the goat like it or not. The goat must learn how to eat here.
If you stop a child from watching the TV in the house.
What about the phone?
The phone, that is the new method of nowadays.
That's why the movie.
YouTube said they have not been YouTube, Twitter, WhatsApp, everything.
Okay, that's why you should note that the movie industry. It seems like somebody have already contacted and said that the movie industry has a bigger role to play. That probably they have to be advertising, like sometimes at the end of the movie they will have to tell the dangers of practicing such things at home. Yes. And want the children not to copy, that it was just to pass message, nothing else, that this kind of life doesn't pay. Yes. But you see them, it seems like as if it is evil people in the movie are being celebrated. At the end, they will just die, or maybe they will confess and be forgiven.
And they say that this is how it's being done.
And yes, now they will start doing it. I don't think it seems like the movie doesn't.
Yes, I agree.
Please, you will have to help to pass the message to the young kids. Tell them the bad effect of those roles played in the movie. Tell them that this kind of life can't help them.
Yes.
Notify them that at the end, just put a caption, please, that this kind of life doesn't lead anybody anywhere. Those people attend that, those children, you cannot tell me that if they want to misbehave, they will misbehave. It's a right. You will have to help them. Do your best and leave the rest to God. But if you are saying that you show them where they are smoking, where these little children are smoking, now they will start to
wrap
with newspaper
and gradually they will start doing it. At younger age, I have seen a boy of 10 years smoking. That's not.
You're talking about 10 years, even 8 years, 7 years.
You see? So that's not nice.
That's 7 years.
That's not nice. He must have copied it not from friends but film.
Yes.
And he does not know that thing was acted. It was not plain smoke.
Even that smoke has that chemical.
That's why at the age of 14 they started smoking weed. or maybe at the age of 10 or 11, they have started smoking weed and think that that's normal life. So please help to share this message through your movie, I beg, so that our children, our young children will know that there is tomorrow. They think that even their life as if there is no tomorrow. That they will die today.
After they watch the movie finish.
And how you portray the occultic aspect of the movie.
And that's why
That's
when they want
what-
and the floor stars.
As a normal thing.
Yes, what you can do to
have
bring money.
to get power.
and you know that the child will know and
that's
that's that thing
yeah.
because this nowadays now everybody want the trade they can get money sharp.
And that's Yahoo. Because if people started doing it, the young children, the young guys out there will start thinking that that's the easiest way.
And they will follow the footsteps.
And they will follow the route.
Yeah.
So it means that the movie industry has to help. They have a big role to play. And they help to notify the young kids, the young upcoming children to do their write-up. Just at the end of the movie, you add a caption.
Just as the way they are writing the name.
Add a caption that this life doesn't pay. That it was solely this movie is just to pass information, message that this life doesn't pay, so that people should stop copying.
Yes.
And even you can advertise it at the back of your label, the label of the plate, or maybe inside the movie. When the at the beginning of each season, or maybe at the beginning of each this thing, you just portray it. I think that will go a long way. Then
Yes, that will help. It will be a big help.
According to information, it seems like the school will have to play a bigger role as well. Because if the school is not checkmating the students, I think if the students started buying freedom with money inside the school, just like inside the exam hall, because you will see somebody that will be a disciplinary defect. Somebody will come late to school in the school and will give the disciplinary defect some money, and he will be granted access to internet. Don't you think that it is the child now will see it as a normal way of life to be coming late and maybe to be doing things negatively and be buying freedom with money?
And this kind of thing, the school authority cannot be aware of it.
They can never be aware of it because they trusted somebody whom they handed over the post of disciplinarian, which is not good. And it happens in the higher institution where the constable or maybe anybody can be collecting money to tender favor. It's not good. So they will now start to be corrupt. From there, they will gradually graduate to high corrupted individuals.
Exactly.
Which is not good. Now they will see it as normal thing in the sense that they cannot be able to teach the younger ones that this life doesn't pay. So if you look at it very well, everybody has a lot to play on.
Everybody has.
I don't think it is only left for the parents. The parents
No, everybody has, because they say not only parents train the children.
And the parents too should mind how they treat their child. You cannot come today, okay, you don't know tomorrow, for instance. If a parent buy a gift worth a huge amount of money and give it to the child this year, next year be sincere, will that child be expecting that same gift?
Of course, the child will be expecting the more bigger than that one of that year.
And if the parents fail to do that, don't
what the child will feel bad, thinking that the parents are going to
if it's a girl, we'll start looking outside for someone that will give it to her. So
and from there, corruption, the girl will be corrupted.
Yeah.
Before you know it now, she will start complaining that before the parents used to buy her this and buy her that. So if you look at it that way, you see that it is somehow the fault of the parents. Okay,
Yes.
you be taking your children out every Sunday. On a particular Sunday, you can't take them out.
there will be problem. They might not even greet you.
They will
refuse to
be
greet
people that will
you.
remind you for that.
Imagine.
Dad, are we going out?
So
Today is Sunday.
it depends on the hand that the parents use in training the children. Yeah.
And the kind of friends, it comes to friends now, to the friends. Do you think that if a friend can come out and boast in front of his or her friend or her fellow friend that my dad bought this for me, my mom bought this for me, will that make the other child feel bad?
No.
Of course.
It will
Okay,
make.
you have to.
It will
But
make
tomorrow
the
now,
others.
the child will go for her parents. Even like this, the child will not even be able to eat food for 3 days. What is it? My friends get iPhone 3. I even take.
So that means this life is just being copied.
Yeah.
Which means the fault is from everywhere.
It's from everywhere. Everybody is at fault.
Dear viewers, you have seen and heard how all these things goes. The parents have a legal role to play on this. It seems like the parents has a huge presentation to make regarding this. Please, dear parents, we have to help by stop those things you know that you cannot continue to do for your child. That you are doing it just to impress them that moment. Stop it. Don't do it. Don't impress anybody. Because tomorrow, if you can't be able to impress them anymore, they will be impressed by someone who will destroy them.
Yes.
And if you fail to by the time you realize, you will start to you will start to tell them to stop. They will start complaining that you have been the one giving it to them, but you stop.
Starting from beginning.
So dear parents, please, if you are not wealthy to accommodate your child in a very, very wealthy or flamboyant life, because once you start buying things for him or her, you have started, there's no going back. Don't stop. Keep on buying. No going back. So according to what our two representatives here are saying, Ms. Fev and Ms. Elijah, it seems like they totally agree that the fault is from the parents, the school, the friends, and the movie they watch, which is social life.
Most important is the movie. It's the movie.
So their parents, it's simple, and their children have the students, it's simple. Please, kindly note that there is no gain. You live your life simply and you end up simply. But if you live your life in the way you call friend, maybe you want to follow, to belong. Where are you belonging? Where do you think you are belonging? So you have seen very clearly that they have a point here. Yes, they have a point. So we are rounding it up and wrapping it up as well. Please kindly help to pass this message across to young guys out there that it doesn't pay. This kind of life can't lead you anywhere. It's very, very simple. To be on the most safest part of life or side of life is simple. Learn how to greet people. Be obedient to people. And most importantly, you try your best to stay out of evil. So when you keep some friends, try to understand the message they are passing to you, the influence they are wielding on you. Is very, very important. Because when your parents wash their hands off your head, you are finished. And if they curse you, your life has just ended, just like that. And when you are watching a movie, those things are not real. Don't believe that they exist. They aren't. They were acted behind it. If you see behind the scene, you will know that those things are film. That's why it is called film. It doesn't happen. It is not. It's just movie. Be careful. Be careful. Be obedient to your parents, your teachers, and most importantly, know the kind of friends you keep. Don't you think so?
I think so.
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
Please, and please, thank you and God bless you. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. See you
Please
again.
remember to subscribe to this channel.
Yes, that's important.
Don't forget, subscribe to this channel.
Like and share. Thank you.
Subscribe, subscribe. We will come to your house if you don't subscribe. We will come to your house and arrest you if you don't subscribe. I beg. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Bounce what you got, bounce, bounce what you got for me. Bounce what you got, bounce, bounce what you got for me. Bounce what you got, bounce, bounce what you. Hey you, 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 hey you. I see you in the dark. thirsty. Getting late and I'm thirsty.